What's up, Achievers? Jason Pack here. Today I wanted to cover one key concept that you absolutely need to master in order to optimize your core training. Oftentimes when people talk about core strength, what they end up doing are twisting, exercising, flexing, crunching, things like that to really emphasize your obliques as well as your abs. And while obliques and abs are part of your core is also comprised of a number of different muscles that make up your midsection. One of the key functions of your core is to actually be able to stabilize your spine during just everyday life, as well as exercises like squats and deadlifts and push-ups and split squats. Now, if you have difficulty stabilizing your spine throughout everyday life or throughout exercise, what ends up happening is that your body adopts more of an extended posture where your rib cage gets disconnected from your pelvis. When your rib cage gets separated from your pelvis like that, especially during squats and deadlifts and push-ups and split squats, what ends up happening is, first of all, you end up placing more pressure on your lower back, but you also make it so that your body is in a worse alignment and makes it much tougher to actually complete the exercise. So having said that, our goal for you today is to be able to maintain that proper alignment, that connection between your ribcage and your pelvis throughout your exercises. The very first way that we address this with our members is by breathing. If you've ever watched a baby breathe while they're sleeping or they're on their backs, what you'll find is that they breathe very peacefully throughout their stomachs and they breathe in through their bellies. As they breathe in, the air gets sent down low and their ribcage expands out. But what ends up happening is as we get older and we adopt more of a sedentary lifestyle and we have more responsibilities, more stress hits, we start to use our accessory muscles, our chest, our upper traps, our neck muscles, and all of these contribute to us opening up and extending to breathe in. So instead of the ribcage expanding and allowing our core to stabilize and maintain a neutral position, we actually open up, our ribcage tilts up, and that places our lower back into a more stressed position, and it also takes us out of a proper alignment so that our core isn't able to optimally stabilize our spine. While it might not feel like a core workout, breathing is going to really set the stage for you to optimize the way you stabilize your spine throughout exercise. The very first drill that we like to use with our members is called crocodile breathing. What you want to do is you want to set up so that you're laying face down with your head, your forehead, resting on the backs of your palms. And from there, what you want to do is slowly breathe in through your nose and then exhale through your mouth. And ideally, what we want to see is about 4 seconds on your inhale and 4 seconds on your exhale. And what should happen is as you breathe in, you should feel your stomach gently press into the floor, and as you breathe out, you should feel yourself coming back down. We really like the prone crocodile position because you're laying face down on the floor, helps to give you a lot of feedback and lets you know whether or not you're breathing throughout your belly or not. Once our members feel comfortable breathing in that sort of pattern, what we have them do is flip over into a hook line position. For the hook line position, what you want to do is get on your back with your knees up and your feet down. You want to place your right hand on your lower part of your stomach and your left hand on your upper part of your chest. The same rules apply as crocodile breathing. What you want to do is breathe in through your nose, and as you breathe in slowly for about 4 seconds, that right hand should slowly rise up, and that left hand should follow suit towards the end of that movement. What we don't want to see is the left hand rise up first and then your right hand. We highly recommend that you do some sort of breathing practice before your workouts, and ideally doing them daily in order to really ingrain this pattern. After we teach our members to breathe, what we have them do is then perform exercises on their backs in a supine position and do things like marching and dead bugs. The reason why we like the supine and floor-based core exercises, at least initially throughout someone's training process, is because it allows them to really relax and really feel what's going on at the core, and it also takes them in a position where gravity isn't working against them. So the very first thing that you want to do is adopt that hook line position again and really figure out if you can actually get your rib cage and lower back to press down towards the floor. And if you've been stuck in this breathing posture where you breathe up through your chest and your shoulders for thousands of times a day, and this has been happening for years and years and years, it can be really difficult to break that pattern and feel what it feels like to get out of that extended posture. So in order to address this, what we have our members do is get their hands on their rib cage. And from there, what we want them to do is breathe in through their nose and actually arch up even further. So we let their rib cage, their lower back, really arch up towards the ceiling. And then from there, using some pressure from their hands, we want them to press down on their rib cage and have them exhale for about 4, 5, 6 seconds until their rib cage and lower back are depressed almost all the way down to the floor. We want them to repeat this cycle for a few times, and it really helps them to figure out where they are in space and also identifies that there is space for them to actually lower their backs down to the floor. It's really important during the exhalation process to really keep your lips tight and really forcefully breathe out. That really helps to engage your abs a little bit and helps to press your rib cage down. After our members learn how to keep their rib cage down and lower back down, what we have them do is actually lift the knees and feet up off the floor so they're in a 90-90 position. Just by lifting your legs up off the floor, it increases the demand on your core. What you still want to maintain is that belly breathing pattern. So you want to make sure that you breathe in, your rib cage expands out to the sides, and you're breathing in towards your stomach. It's really easy to forget this throughout your core training process, and you might revert back to a more stressed out, a more accessory breathing style. And when that happens, it can be really difficult for you to keep that rib cage down. So you really want to think about maintaining a good, even breathing pattern and breathing throughout your belly. After establishing this, now we want to actually lower your legs down and back in an alternating fashion. You want to initially start off with your heel tapping down pretty close to your hips, and as you get stronger and more efficient in stabilizing your spine, you can reach out that leg a little bit further until it gets out to be all the way straight, while maintaining your lower back on the floor, while maintaining your rib cage down, and while maintaining a breathing pattern that is more relaxed and breathing throughout the belly. Now, this could take a couple days, it could take weeks, it could also take months, so you want to make sure that you don't rush the process. You're gonna be tempted to just straighten out your leg as far as possible because that's your outcome, your end result that you want to shoot for. But if you do that too quickly, too soon, you're gonna end up placing your lower back in that extended posture again, which ends up making it worse of a movement for you than more beneficial. Finally, after that, once people can perform the supine march, what we have them do is something called a dead bug. So with the dead bug, you want to be in that same supine march position where your knees and feet are up at 90-degree angles, but this time you also want your arms up in the air. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna slowly lower opposite arm and leg down towards the floor. You don't want to straighten out your arms and legs too quickly. You want to keep them slightly bent or slightly elevated so that you can make sure that you can effectively stabilize the spine efficiently. And as you get more and more proficient with the movement, you can start to extend your arms and legs a little bit further and a little bit further and lower that arm closer down to the floor to increase the demands on your core. So there you have it. That's exactly how we coach our members in order to optimize how they stabilize their spines and how to get into an optimal positions using their core. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please hit that little thumbs up icon below, subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, peace, love, and muscles.